Hello, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Soundtracks with Birdman. Tonight, no movie, probably very little soundtrack discussion. I just wanted to have some people over in YouTube land to talk about Christmas and what we're grateful for, what we might like for Christmas, what we might have already bought ourselves for Christmas. Right now, we've got Troy and Big Al. Age Boomer will be here in about 30 minutes. Say hello, fellas.
Hello, Merry Christmas and Happy Festivus. And
Happy Festivus for the rest of us. And I want to tell you, I have a problem with you guys.
What's up?
Airing of the grievances.
Okay, what is it?
I don't know. I don't have any grievances on Big Al, please.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Die Hard is the
positive.
best Christmas movie ever made, right, Troy?
My only grievance. Now I got a grievance.
You guys know I haven't even watched it this year. But then again, I haven't seen A Christmas Story for a couple years now. I mean, there's just so many now, right? I mean,
I've never seen Christmas Story.
Really? Even during the years that they were playing it over and over and over and over again?
You've never You've never seen A Christmas Story.
Nope.
Wow. Now see, that's like one of those films that it's very polarizing. You either love it or you hate it.
I think the people that hate it only hate it because there was that period where it was playing over and over and over again.
Well, it still is because TBS and TNT, I believe, are doing it again.
Oh, are they? I didn't even realize.
24 Hours of A Christmas Story. Yeah, they show it one right after the other. And
There
I think
must be a rights-related issue that they're able to do that.
Well, I'm sure they pay money for it, and it's a good way. It's like that Yule log thing that some channels will play for.
Sure.
There's like for several hours of Christmas, they'll play the Yule log because it's cheap and they've realized probably nobody's going to watch, but it's just. But it's something cool to turn on and just kind of, relax to. But
bit of trivia. Did you guys know that there's actually 2 sequels to A Christmas Story?
Yes.
So there's like 4 sequels to Die Hard?
There's more than 4, I think.
I know that. Well, see, I know there's one that deals with a top. I've seen that one. I haven't seen the other one, which I can't remember.
I have to admit that I have both of the sequels to A Christmas Story. There's A Christmas Story 2, and there's A Summer Story. But I have not seen either of them. I have to admit. I have them both on DVD, but I haven't seen them yet.
Yeah, there's one where Ralphie, they have a top battle. Like they have how you had the tops where you put the string around them and then you fling them, and it was almost like
you try to knock the other top out of the circle, right?
Yeah, and it's like dealing with that and trying to get the best top, and But
I gotta say that is a slice of Americana that is exactly what I think A Christmas Story is about. I mean, it's very much that kind of 40s, 50s, era idea of an ideal middle American Christmas,
I mean, I grew up and I went through that little I want a Red Ryder carbine action BB gun phase.
I got one.
And I had one I got one when I was a kid. The sad thing is it after many years lost its spring power, so it would literally shoot a BB like 5 feet.
Yeah.
So what I did is I cut the stock off and wrapped it in duct tape, and I don't know what I think I turned it into like this post-apocalyptic BB gun thing.
The Terminator BB gun.
And it was like one of those things where I could take it and like flip it forward, it would cock and I would bring it back up.
Nice.
And I got really good at it, but it, of course would only shoot 5 feet. So really,
you've heard of Chuck Connors, the rifleman? Al was the BB man.
The BB man.
Hey, so what y'all sipping on?
Lemonade.
Yep.
Kirkland, I can't pronounce it. Something blueberry and pomegranate flavored water. 0 calories.
I got my hot buttered rum because I figured it was celebrating time. After I got off of work, I said, "That's it. It's Christmas time."
It's Christmas. That's right. I just want to welcome the chat real fast. Melissa Harris, Chris P. I think that's it. But thank y'all for coming. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yeah, who knows who's going to filter in the next little while here.
I sent Professor Geek an invite. I never heard from him. Fan said he was traveling tonight.
He is, I'm sure, going to be quite not here because he has something else he's involved with. I'll just say that.
Yeah. It's no big secret now, Al. You don't have to keep the secret no more.
Well, I didn't want to say that. Yes, he was going to get sound engraver, but I didn't want to say anything more than that.
Mentioned that on a.
Oh, he did. Okay, here's it. Okay, I was sorry. I was looking up the sequel to the one with the top Christmas story.
Yeah.
And they call it My Summer Story, but it was originally released as It Runs in the Family.
Interesting.
That's the title I remember seeing it under.
Yeah, when I got the DVD, as My Summer Story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Netter came to say hi and leave a thumbs up. That's so sweet.
She is such a wonderful wife to you, Troy. You should give
absolutely
her a very nice
Well, I mean, do you want to start there? You were asking what we were thankful about for.
Yeah.
For
what are you thankful for aside from the net?
I'll tell you what, having a job where I can work from home and I'm literally able to spend every day with my wife.
Yeah,
I cannot complain, I mean, for crying out loud, I'll be sitting here and I'll get to lunchtime and I'll take the long commute home. In other words, I swivel my chair around. And she'll just come down and she'll bring me a sandwich, I mean, and it's not even anything I asked for. She just brings me a sandwich and says, "Hey, I thought you might be hungry. It's about lunchtime, right?" I'm like, this is the good life. Let me tell you. Right.
You got lucky
so
there.
Hate you, but yes.
I still wonder what kind of
drugs I gave her.
What he's got are.
That's what I wondered too.
Or she's like a Russian spy and just waiting for the right, the right.
I would believe to go that crazy. If I had any importance at all, I might believe that. But if she's a Russian spy, she's wasting her time with me.
You're like the average Joe that she's been hooked with to take suspicion away from her.
Yeah, she's probably reporting back to the Kremlin. These people are not worth invading.
How did y'all meet again? Was it a science fiction convention?
Yeah. So our first meeting, well, we didn't really meet. We first saw each other at a Star Trek convention. I was very, very involved in a Star Trek role-playing club, one of those fan clubs, and she joined it. And in the weeks after that convention, we got to communicating by phone and whatnot, and then we met up in person at the release of Star Trek 6. And we got to talking, and it was the way she puts it, and I have to agree, it was love at first sight, and we were married 6 months later. Wow. She says she saw me at first sight, and she said, "I'm going to marry this man." I said, if she's willing to marry me, I better, get her to sign on the dotted line right away before she gets her eyesight back or something. Okay, 8 months.
How long have y'all been married?
Less than a year. It's been what, 25, 26. We were married in 92. I'd have to do math to figure it out.
28.
Okay.
28 years. Oh, we're coming up on 30. Wow. Well, math, plus alcohol. So, I mean, give me a break.
And Christmas holiday.
And Christmas holiday. Yeah, well, making merry with the cheer, right?
Yeah. Who's your friend there?
This is 1/5.
1/5?
Yep.
How do you get that name? Or she?
He's
I don't know.
1/5 the size of everybody else.
Oh, nice.
Now,
he's an old man now.
Now, does he have the gray around the eyes, or is that just the lighting?
He does. He's very old.
Oh, that's cool though. I mean, it's cool though. A little salt and pepper look.
Yeah, he's blind in one eye and he's got cataracts in the other.
Poor guy.
Yeah, that's okay. You take care of him.
He still does fine. He sleeps next to me every night, right next to my head. He still likes to run around some. So, we all get old.
Pack
Yes,
animals, they're there to take
that
care
we
of you.
do.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, I like watching videos when they find dogs that have been unloved, and then you see the dog come around and realize well, I do deserve love, and they do love me. It's a lovely thing sometimes.
Yeah, he showed up at the house one Saturday afternoon, and I took him to the pound, which is like across the street, and they're like, "Oh, him again," referring to him, and I'm like, "Oh, what's that mean?" They're like, "You're like the third person to bring him in this week," and I'm like, "Well, what's going on?" And they're like, "He keeps running away from his owner," and I'm like, "Oh,
Hey guys,
well,
I want to ask. Oh, sorry.
And I said, "Here's my phone number. You just give this to them. If they don't want this dog, call me." And I got a call that afternoon. I said, "I'll be at your house in 30 minutes." He ain't never ran away from here.
Nice.
As he's got that little snaggle tooth, he's got a little tooth up on the.
Yeah, he's got
side.
really bad teeth, but I can't do anything about it because he's got heart murmurs. And
Oh,
so you can't give him the general to take care of it.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah. Hey, I want to ask a question. I noticed Melissa Harris has got a comment here where she says talking about being black pilled. I've heard of red pilled and blue pilled. What's black pilled? Anybody
Where's
know?
that at?
I don't know.
Oh, here we go.
Professor are black pilled, and I told him no. We are.
Does that just mean like being negative about things or something?
I've never heard that expression before.
Yeah, I hadn't either, but it sounds pretty interesting. And it's if I got a good explanation of it, it might make its way into my vernacular. But yeah, this has been a rough year after a series of rough years of for us in fandom, I think. But
it has. But you know what I learned this year?
Hmm.
There is so much stuff I've never seen, never read, never watched, never listened to. I don't.
Everyone's
know.
trying to get me to watch The Expanse.
I got the Urban Dictionary.
Okay.
On black pill. I'm waiting for it to come up. The term is giving to a negative connotation, as is often associated with the incel and doomer communities. However, one does not need to be a part of either to become black-pilled. A state of mind brought upon by the realization of harsh truths, seeing that reality or society for what it truly is beyond the illusion of equality we are led to believe.
So in other
That's
words, it's just
weird.
being a little bit pessimistic and, a little bit of a downer because of,
the despair that arises from taking in the black pill can be crippling and might drive some to the brink of insanity.
Yeah. Well, I know some people like that, but I guess we'll never have to worry about Big Al going that way.
Nah.
Yeah, God bless you, Big Al.
He keeps taking a daily dose of sunshine pill.
I mean, come on. First of all, especially with the whole recent developments in the Star Wars community.
Yeah, right?
Come on. I mean, I have seen grown men brought to tears.
Yeah. I have something to say. I got something to say about that.
Oh yeah, listen to Daniel. Speak up, Birdman.
I did not watch any of the new Boba Fett show.
Mm-hmm.
But I woke up.
I like that he calls it the Boba Fett show. I love it. I love it.
I woke up like a week ago. What was it? Friday morning or whatever.
Yeah.
And Geeks and Gamers had a video, and he was going on about how spoiler warning, Luke Skywalker was in the season finale of The Mandalorian. I'm like, I gotta watch this just cause.
He was.
And yeah, I liked seeing Luke again, but what got me was when Boba Fett had to say goodbye to Baby Yoda, and I'm like, damn, that
I love that
right there.
Calls him Boba Fett when it's not.
No, it's actually Din Djarin. He's a different Mandalorian.
Okay, well, to me, he's
and
like
Yoda is
Boba Fett.
Baby Yoda is Grogu, but that's okay. We know what you're talking about.
But I felt that more than I felt anything in the 3 new Star Wars trilogy movies combined.
I was listening to the guys from Midnight's Edge, and someone said something about that. They said the however many hours it was that they watched The Mandalorian, he said it was far and away better than anything I have seen since Return of the Jedi.
Yep, I posted that. I was like, this is the best Star Wars experience I'd had since 1983 when Return of the Jedi came out.
Daniel, just before the show, we consider this a show, right? I mean, before the show.
It's a show.
Okay, yeah. Before the show, Daniel shared with me privately a clip. Somebody did this little, you know how people do these clips, they throw together a bunch of different clips with music. And it was a bunch of clips from all the seasons of The Mandalorian with a little bit of Clone Wars thrown in there for context with some music. And it was basically, I basically told Daniel, I said, if you haven't seen The Mandalorian, this is basically it. It basically summed it all up, you know? And I realized in watching it, there's a quote from Carrie Fisher. She once said that if you were to sum up Star Wars in a nutshell, she said, Star Wars is about family. You know, it's about the father, the son, the history, the redemption, the love, right? And the connection. And sometimes even the family that isn't your born family, but the family you choose. Han and Leia and Luke and so forth, right?
Yeah, especially nowadays, because, you know, a lot of people don't have
traditional
mothers,
families,
fathers, brothers, sisters, grandparents. You know, your family is what you have. You know, it's like you guys.
You could argue,
family,
that the Professor Geek community is like that, is like a family. Okay, so there's a line in Star Wars where, Star Wars, yes, specifically The Mandalorian, this past season, where Bo-Katan says, "Our enemies want to separate us, but Mandalorians are stronger together." And I feel like that is the summation of The Mandalorian. And the guys writing it know that. They understand that. They even know that the people running Lucasfilm are the enemies that want to divide us. And they're trying to bring us back together again. So you're looking for what I'm happy about and thankful for in 2020? I'd say that thing right there.
I will say, to me, that hour between 3 and 4 of the morning last Friday was probably the best part of this year.
Is that when you were able to get hold of Mandalorian and watch it?
That's when I was up early. I was hurting. My side was hurting, and I kept waking up. And I thought, it just dropped. I was worried because it was like, I don't know what's going to happen. Is someone going to die? Is Grogu going to,
Yeah, right.
I was invested in these characters to the point I was scared to watch because I didn't want anything bad to happen, but I sucked it up, and I was like, I'm awake. Let's watch this, and I was like, it's usually only 45 minutes, which is about what it was, and I went on that ride, and when that X-wing flew in.
Yeah,
the universe changed.
Annette will tell you. She's like, the X-wing comes in, and remember, I'm watching it on a downloaded stream, so I'm able to rewind. And I watched it and slowed it down and looked, and I'm like, I can't see what the markings are. I can't tell if that's Red 5 or not. She's like, well, just let it play. We'll find out.
And all through, as even when you see him walking, you know it's not Ahsoka.
Oh yeah,
because I don't think I've ever seen Ahsoka fly the X-wing thing.
Right.
She's already said, I'm not going to train it.
Right.
So she's out of the equation. And a lot of people watching it were, some of the reactors were like, it's Ahsoka. I bet it's Ahsoka. And no, that's only one lightsaber. And then everybody started to go, no.
And it's a green lightsaber.
And then they
green lightsaber being held by a black glove.
By a black glove Jedi in black, just like he was in Return of the Jedi. And it was, like I said, you were seeing that character 5 years down the road who had who has now mastered his abilities.
Yeah.
And he tore through those dark troopers like butter.
And I'll tell you something. Here was the comparison I drew. Okay, what is he fighting? He's fighting droids.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like Superman, right? Superman always has to pull his punches. He doesn't want to hurt anybody. But if he's fighting robots or something like that, he gets to let go.
Yep.
You know, and that was Luke letting go. And it's like, you know,
Seriously.
when he crushed that last one and it just goes punch, it's like my first thought was, oh, that's like dark side stuff. And then I'm like, oh, heck no, it's a droid. He's just having fun.
It's like, it's not dark side. I mean, people were like, well, that's a dark side thing. It's like, no.
Nope.
And everybody's like, well, you know, like I remember when and you know, sorry, you gotta call them. I gotta call them on it when the professor when Ahsoka was there. Well, now Ahsoka can read minds. I was like,
and Luke did it too.
Hello,
right?
I mean, this has been a thing,
and it was so natural too. It was just like, no, he's waiting for you to give him permission. Yeah. I was like, oh, and I'll tell you something. Okay, let me get this out right now. I think I said this on Sunday, but I'll say it here. Yeah, I get it. The CG isn't great. It still looked kind of off, but there was some subtlety there of characterization when he kind of gives that wink and a nod and a smile, that reassuring nod of his head. That was so Mark Hamill, young Mark.
Because Mark Hamill was on set.
Exactly.
He was there delivering the lines. The guy they had doing the body part was, of course, some young guy who you look at him. I'm like, I could see it. I could see him being the look. Everybody. I mean, like a lot of people were like, "It's Sebastian Stan. It's Sebastian Stan," and I'm like, I don't know if they would. You know, I don't know if Sebastian Stan's got other things he's for that.
No,
he's got other things he's worried about. And I saw the CGI and I'm like, you know what? Not perfect. Doesn't have to be.
Yeah. Especially when you consider the budget that they probably have. It's not, you know, Rogue One or whatever. Yeah, I get that.
But I will say, Daniel, you were right. When Din Djarin and Grogu had that little talk and the touch of the face thing when Grogu touches his face, first time he's ever had his face touched by someone living since he took the creed. It was, I mean, I was in tears.
I was too, and like I said, I hadn't seen any of this except the clips I see on YouTube for the past 2 years. But I bought it, I believed it. And, you know, and I understand what Professor says and Fan Man says, and the Critical Drinker made a video about this. It's like, this leads to the sequel trilogy. No, it doesn't. Sequel trilogy, that's just a bad weekend in Vegas. You know, I forgot about it. I don't talk about it. I took the antibiotics. I'm good to go. It's over. You know, never happened. I don't care.
Just like if the professor could say, that's not my Star Trek, I'm in the EU, I could go, those aren't my movies. I'm going to have my own little headcanon where Grogu turns into the a Jedi Master Mandalorian guy. There's this great fan art someone did of an older Grogu, kind of a little Mandalorian kind of styled helmet, saying something about I can't remember what it was, but he gets at the end he's talking about, you know, friends and family and stuff like that. And he goes, this is the way. And I was like, oh my God, it's a fan art. It was a fan art. And I almost melted.
That's it. And I honestly feel like people like Favreau and Filoni, look, I'm not deifying these guys. They're not perfect.
No,
but I do see them as having that same spirit of fandom that we do. And every time I see a line in there, like when Ahsoka comes in and says something about how you can't be a Jedi without years and years of training, tell me that is not directed at
and then Luke said, talent without training is what, worthless?
Exactly.
Or,
And
yeah.
and it's like, it's almost like Favreau is standing there going,
Screw
come,
you.
come at me, bitch.
Sequel
I
trilogy.
think that's what
Yeah.
he's saying to Kennedy. That's what he's saying to Kennedy. He really is. And Rian Johnson, when he says, something about, family, he's like, no, you effed it up. They spent $5 billion and you left him with an empty sack because you arrogant ass. You had to, subvert expectations. No, there is an expectation that we are going to follow a hero's journey, that we are going to follow family, that we are going to be unified in what's good and what's bad.
Here, okay, I found the little thing whoever wrote. He doesn't have a helmet. He has the pauldron. He has Jed's pauldron on, and he goes, "Master Grogu, I thought Jedi were not supposed to form attachments." And he goes, "Attachments do not lead to the dark side. Fear of losing them does." I do not understand. You can be attached to something, but not fear to lose it. It says, treasure those around you while you can and rejoice when they return to the Force. You mean when they die? I was like, death is a natural part of life. He says, I wish it weren't. I was like, but it is. Once you accept that, the dark side will never take you. I have to live knowing that life and death are inseparable. It sounds impossible. The master Grogu gently touches his pauldron. He goes, no, Padawan, it is not impossible. It is the way.
That's
Beautiful.
beautiful.
And it was just, I was like, I want to see that. And it's someone picture someone drew. It's Grogu with the pauldron, the Mandalorian necklace, and he's kind of hovering that little ball in his hand.
That is just beautiful.
Also, I'll send it.
Remember, his race lives many hundreds of years, so that means all the humans that he has any kind of attachment to are going to be long gone in less than a generation of our time. So he does have to prepare. But I'll tell you what, when he says goodbye, and Din Djarin has those tears in his eye. Oh, let's back up. Him taking off his helmet. Every time he took off his helmet, it was because of Grogu.
Yep.
Right? It was because he realized that the way is mutually exclusive. Either he keeps his helmet on and follows that path, or by honor, the child that he is promised to protect will be lost, right? He can't do that. Either way, he has to forsake the way. So given a choice, I'll take my helmet off and save the child.
Yeah, I mean, he's a man of honor, and it just the attachment he had to it, and the thing is, it was written and built so well.
Yep.
With finding out his past and where he came from,
yeah,
and how someone looked after him,
yeah,
and then to what to the attachment he got to the child was amazing.
And I think about all the videos that I've seen that try to pick it apart and point out all the shortcomings in the story and the plot holes and this and that. And I'm like, yeah, again, it's not perfect. I'll tell you what, I could pick apart Star Wars, Empire, and Jedi. They weren't perfect either, But
whoa! Did you say The Empire Strikes Back ain't perfect? Did I hear that right?
Yep.
Oh.
It was better than the other two, but it's not perfect. There are shortcomings. And I'll tell you what, again, another thing about that, the reason it's better than Star Wars is because of Lawrence Kasdan. I'm sorry, it doesn't all start and end with George Lucas.
That's true. And the original cut of Star Wars was kind of crappy.
Yep.
His wife came in and saved
Good thing
that
his
movie.
wife was around. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
John Williams too.
Well, yeah.
I still remember. Well, no, I still remember when a story George Lucas told that when he showed it to a group of friends, including Spielberg.
Yep.
And Spielberg actually gave him his condolences and said, "Nice try."
Yep. Yep.
But this is before it had the music.
Yep.
And those last those extra tweaks.
There's also the dialogue issue. Mark Hamill's talked about it. He even remembers some of the lines he memorized, and he'll recite them off. And he's like, "This is just terrible." He's like, "I memorized this stuff. I remember it to this day, but I couldn't say it on camera." And sure enough, he wasn't the only one. I guess Coppola said, "You don't know how to write dialogue, dude." I mean, sure, I'm sure he didn't call him dude, but I mean, he said basically that.
I mean, yeah, you can look at the prequels and tell that. I mean, those things.
I hate sand. It gets everywhere. It's so coarse. Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, visually a masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
Except for some issues I have with the Gungan droid battle. Just didn't look right to me. But just a visual master. I mean, Revenge of the Sith, that opening battle scene. Come on. That was
I'm in the stream, but I don't dare interrupt. Get in here, Boomer.
I'm here.
Speak up.
You're talking about Star Wars.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
I am going to say this. One of the reasons I do think that people are all excited and talking about The Mandalorian is because there's nothing else out right now.
Right?
There are no
Everything
movies.
else
There are
is
no
shite.
TV shows.
Wonder Woman 84. Come on, guys.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Oh, that did so well in China.
No. I mean, we
Well,
had
it bombed in China.
we had The Mandalorian and we had Picard. And we had Perry Mason on HBO. There you go.
Did we have Perry Mason?
They
Which
did a new
episode?
Perry Mason.
Wait, what?
I didn't even hear about it.
Nobody knew about
What?
this. It was
You
a
making
limited.
this up?
Probably
No.
for the best.
I would
Who's
almost
Perry-
argue.
Who
I
played
don't know.
Perry Mason?
I almost wonder if it was a deconstruction of Perry Mason because
Probably.
every character on the show was seedy. Every character, it was, but I don't know. I was glued to it over the summer. But yeah,
Was it
You
Perry?
said it was on HBO?
on
Was it
HBO?
Perry, was it Perry with an eye?
I was just gonna say Perry with an eye. It was a girl.
No. I mean, there was other stuff in there probably that might have been a little woke, but I mean, they tended to weave it in better than a lot of things do. But we had
Did they racially swap hamburger?
no.
Okay,
Who's Hamburger actually?
Hamilton Burger. The what's it? The district attorney.
No, they didn't.
Okay.
But there is going to be a black detective who's now working for. Actually, I'm spoiling the show. Who's going to be?
So it's set in 1930s LA.
Yes, it was period, and I realized why is it set in the 30s, and I realized it was that's when the original Perry Mason movies took place because it was a movie series before it was a television series.
That's right.
John Lithgow's in it. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not going to say anything
Juliet-
about the show.
Juliet Ryland, she's cute.
Okay.
Oh, I know her. Yeah. Who's
Like personally, you got her phone number?
No. No, I
She's
just
41
recognized
years
it.
old. She's 5'7".
I recognize the
She's
name.
been married since 2008.
Yeah, but basically,
Who I'm still wondering. I still haven't heard who plays Perry.
I don't care.
I
I'm
need to
looking at
learn this
Juliet here.
actor's name. I need. Well, this is an ongoing thing on our stream about me forgetting actors'
People's
names. But
names,
this guy is a great. He's a great actor. He was on The Americans for a while. I don't know if you ever watched The Americans.
Never heard
Matthew
of it.
Reese.
Yes,
Matthew
the one
Rhys
the
Reese.
husband, the main spy on there. Yeah, he was Perry Mason.
I've heard of him. I don't know a lot about him, but
He was
Juliet-
in he was in the Mr. Rogers movie that came out last year with Tom Hanks in it too.
But dude,
Oh, I
hey,
gotta watch. Ooh,
the
you know,
Critical
Juliet
Drinker's
Ryland
girlfriend's in
was
this
the
show.
nicer girl.
What?
hey, the Critical
Tatiana.
Drinker's girlfriend is in this show.
Tatiana.
Tatiana.
Oh wow!
Yes. Man,
Who? What now? Now what?
the critical drinker. His girlfriend's name's Tatiana. It's some stripper from Russia.
Oh,
She's in the show. Tatiana
Maslany. Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
she
know.
is.
Yeah.
Orphan Black.
Every character on the
Black.
show, everyone on the show looks kind of busted. I'm going to be honest with you, and I think that's on purpose. It's just
Lily Taylor isn't it? Robert Patrick.
It's what you'd call one of those hard-boiled kind of detective shows. Huh?
yeah, probably yeah. I'm very hard boiled, but
Yeah, I did not know this thing existed. Well, that's
It
because
was
it was
on-
on HBO. That's why.
It was on
'cause I don't
HBO,
think-
and nobody watches and nobody cares about HBO. But yeah, it was on HBO, and it was on during the summer because there's like nothing this year though. This has been like a culturally dead year.
It
We
is.
had
Well,
It's
there's
well
the
thought.
Mandalorian.
It's got 7.6 out of 10, so at least somebody's liking it.
that's fair. I would give it a 7.6. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
would grade it. There were things I liked, things I didn't like, but it
When
kept
you got
me.
10
kept me-
people watching the channel and 7 of them are actually watching the show, of course you're going to get ratings.
We got 10 people watching tonight.
No, he's talking about HBO.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking
Well,
about
it's
we got
actually
more viewers.
it's
than
actually out of like 12,000.
We do all this talk about HBO Max, but remember back in the day, HBO. I mean, well, even recently with Game of Thrones, but like even with when the Sopranos was big, The Wire, they were like the go-to channel for television. And
word is the operative
Word.
word there.
Yeah,
The problem is that, you know, it's what have you done for me lately? If I'm going to keep shelling out monthly money and you're not putting out something I want to see right now, goodbye. Because there's another streaming service that's providing a different show that I want to see. That's what's going to happen until we start to see some condensing of these channels.
I don't know. I'm tempted to subscribe to that Apple channel.
God.
There-
We'll
There
wait
needs
and
to
see
be-
if they pick something up, you know, that's worthwhile, right?
There needs to be a hub, like I said, where everyone has access to has everything. Or
We
you
do.
can
It's
pick and
called
choose.
Pirate Bay.
Ah!
Thank you. Or put locker as I
Foot
like to
Locker, sure.
go into. I've never done pirate. You gotta do torrent for that, right?
That's
See,
how
don't
I
know
do it. It's a lot faster
I-
that way.
See, I don't know how to do torrent. You gotta tell me.
I'll
how
help
to
you
do
out, buddy. I'll send you.
Okay, so H Boomer, did your Christmas present come today?
It did.
yeah, before
Really?
he gets
It
demonetized.
did. It came today. I got it. I got a book on the Pharaohs. I got the Chariots of Fire
Oh, wow.
soundtrack on vinyl. I got the Young Sherlock Holmes soundtrack on vinyl.
Yes.
And I got the Great Train Robbery. I need to see this movie. Is Jane Seymour in it?
I think so. Sean
Okay.
Connery's in it. A young Sean Connery.
I want to see this, actually. It looks good. It's got Donald Sutherland. This might be good.
And-
And I got the Mephisto Waltz on DVD. I have a
Yes.
question about Mephisto Waltz. I've never seen this movie. It's like a B movie.
I have no idea, but the score is scarier than The Omen on crack.
Really? Okay. Well, I'll check this
Wow.
out. Also contains movie from The Other. I never saw The Other. Okay.
That was another old Jerry Goldsmith score. But your
Oh,
big
baby.
wow whoopee present is still in California for like the past month, according to the Postal Service. And I'm going to tell you what it is. You made a comment about a Mad Magazine with Death Wish on the cover.
What? You did not.
Yes, I got it for you.
You better not have spent a boatload on that for me.
I don't remember because I bought it so long ago. And it's
Okay.
been sitting in
Nice.
California since like the 4th of December.
Here's what you should know. Death Wish is a guilty pleasure of mine, and especially the original Charles Bronson, the original movie. And I didn't realize, but apparently Mad Magazine did an issue about it. And I know Mad Magazine's going to tear that movie apart. Okay. And because there's a lot to tear that movie apart for, but I still like it. And it's, I've always been curious to see how they attack Mad Magazine. So I mean, how they attack Mad Magazine.
I
Well,
will say
if I ever get it, I will send it your way. Very hastily.
I will say I loved Mad Magazine way back. I mean, I remember reading like the parodies of the Star Wars, or like the Star Wars or something they called it.
I remember that one. I remember that
Yeah.
specific issue. Yeah.
But I used to like all the different ones for like there was like a few year period there when I was like getting that thing almost every month or two. Just
Yeah.
I would find it like, Mom, can I buy it? You know.
I loved Mad Magazine, but I'll tell you, the last one that I got was the one that had Svengoolie on the cover. And I got it specifically because Svengoolie was on the cover. And I tried reading the thing, and it was just, except for the Svengoolie stuff, it was just terrible. It was incredibly biasedly political, and it was just uncomfortable. And it's like, I would never give them my money. And then it goes out of business, and I'm like, oh, well, no kidding. I'm not surprised. Nobody else was reading it either.
I'm getting an echo. I don't know if anybody else is.
Oh
or not.
Lord, is that me again?
Probably.
Of course. I'm lowering my volume. I apologize. All right.
It's okay.
Thank you though for the vinyls and the book, Daniel. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you for being the best YouTube co-show host in the entire YouTube universe.
Oh, stop it.
There you
Besides,
go.
everyone knows that's Troy. Of course, I could say Big Al too, but I'm not gonna usually.
Right.
Oh,
We are the second bananas.
I'm okay with that, Al. I'm good with that. That's where we fit in. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we're a couple of misfits.
I got a little scared because I was coming on and I forgot about the rule of 4, but apparently it's not so bad. Of course, it's a hangout, right?
What's the rule of 4?
About having more than 3 people on.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, if you got a good group of guys that know how to give and take and shut up a little bit and let Boomer talk once in a while. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, hey guys, I gotta show these off because I was not expecting this.
You better zoom in because we can't see you. You're tiny, little bitty in the corner.
Ooh,
What is it?
It's
Zoom in.
Spider-Man.
Amazing Spider-Man number 121.
I think
Death of Gwen Stacy.
Oh yeah.
Ah.
6.5 certified. But wait,
There's more.
122. Death of Green Goblin.
Oh, that was a great story. They did a really good job of that in the Tobey Maguire movie.
no,
They
they didn't.
did. They should have kept him around longer though.
Well,
They
yeah,
didn't. Oh yeah, they didn't do Gwen. Well, they did Gwen Stacy in the 3rd one.
yeah.
Oh, that was so funny. You have what is it? Kirsten Dunst playing a. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Playing a redhead, and you had Bryce Dallas Howard playing a blonde. which I
Right,
thought was funny.
right.
Oh yeah.
Kind of funny. You're right.
Although
They went out of their way to make sure they had the right hair color. Imagine that. They don't do that anymore.
I will say I liked the Gwen Stacy from Amazing Spider-Man a little bit better. Emma Stone, because oh gosh,
She's not ugly.
Nope, not at all.
No.
Did you see Amazing Spider-Man 2, Al?
No, I did not. I actually didn't see the first one. Is the second one? Is the second one that ends with Rhino?
Yes.
I saw the end of it with the
Okay.
kid standing there, and the Spider-Man comes in, and there's this like prelude to a fight, and you never see a fight kind of thing.
They're not very good. I remember I picked on Andrew Garfield, but he's actually not a bad actor. It's just I didn't like that take on Spider-Man.
Agreed.
I thought it was I almost thought they were trying to go for the young adult like novel type dealy with those.
It was better than Tom Holland.
Yeah, here's my issue with the Tom Holland. I actually don't hate those movies. I actually Far From Home I didn't think was so bad. Of course I went into it with low expectations, but
That helps.
yeah, but I liked what they did with Mysterio in that. I'll say that. In fact, I like the fact that at least in the Spider-Man movies, it's more of a down-to-earth villain rather than the world's going to end sort of deal. You know what I mean? But anyway, but yeah, I have my own issues with the Tom Holland, but I don't know.
Look, my whole concern is that now they're starting. I mean, it's bad enough that you've had reboot after reboot after reboot with Spider-Man. Now they're getting into the Spider-Verse in the middle of all of Marvel's multiverse stuff. And it's like the only way that I'd be happy with this is if the resolution is they take, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland, and they somehow, combine the continuities and, it's all one and you can just come out of it, with Tom Holland's Peter Parker going, wow, this is just crazy. After that, multiverse incident, I got all these new memories and it's so hard to reconcile, so that you basically pull all the fans together and you go, okay, so all of those stories happen and we can just pretend it was always Tom Holland all along and we're good, but I don't think there's anyone left over there at Marvel Cinema that or Marvel Marvel movies or whatever their studio is called now, that knows how to write like that. They all left and went to the Mandalorian.
I don't know. We'll see. They got a new series coming. Of course, we talked about this on our stream.
Yeah, we did.
In fact, I finally clipped out the Marvel reveal talk we had.
Yeah,
I was re-listening to what you were saying about them, what they were saying about Black Panther. That was rather cringe.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Yeah, I was listening to that live, and I was like, oh, that's cool. That's good. That's that's terrible. Oh, what's wrong with you people? You know,
It was
real time.
It was basically like they're not going to recast, but there will still be a Black Panther too.
Yeah, and we're on it right now. We're not even waiting until the corpse is cold. We're moving. It's like, you people. I honestly think that I heard Professor Geek say something about how he's so tired of everyone vilifying Mickey because of Disney. I think that Disney needs to change their mascot. It should be Scrooge McDuck. That would take care of it.
Or maybe Flintheart Glomgold.
Who?
Scrooge's arch nemesis.
Yeah.
Okay.
They made him Scottish on the 80s cartoon. I think he was originally Afrikaans, though, in the original comic. But he was, because Scrooge McDuck, I mean, he would have his issues, but actually, I don't know. I'll keep my mouth shut because
I only know Scrooge McDuck from literally Scrooge, with Mickey Mouse being Bob Cratchit.
Oh.
You never watched DuckTales?
No, I'm sorry. That was after my time.
Yeah, see, I did watch DuckTales. He was a hero, sort of, but he did watch his pennies, though. I'll say that.
He was tight-fisted. It's like, buy one Coke and get 4 straws,
But I'm trying to think, though.
And always go to McDonald's because all sodas are $1 no matter what size, and always get the largest soda.
Yeah, I've noticed that, and Burger King doesn't do that. And if you go there and you ask for medium, don't ask for a medium there. You'll be lucky if it fits in your car or in your cup holder. Okay, it's like,
oh, dude, you are not whistling Dixie. Check out the video that Food Theorist did. Matt Pat, he did a whole thing about who has the best deals on sodas, and Burger King's at the bottom and McDonald's is way up at the top.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who has the best soda per chains, though. I learned from a Coke distributor I was in a class with once that every fast food chain has a different, they all select a different amount of syrup to put in their drinks.
Yep.
Do you understand?
Different
some put more, some put less.
I remember in college once the settings got weird. I got an entire glass full of syrup.
Which
Coke
is
syrup.
not good. That's almost as bad as a cup full of seltzer water,
Yeah, I didn't even know what it was. I was like, what is this? It was like the caffeine high instant.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
I've always suspected Wendy's puts the least amount of syrup in their Coke, and then I realized they're owned by the Coca-Cola Corporation.
Yeah. No, the truth is that everybody, including McDonald's, totally makes money on their sodas because it's like 1,000% markup. That $1 for that cup, even the large one, they're still making like 1,000% on it. It's pennies. Well, okay, so not 1,000, 100%, because 100 times, not 100%, 100 times.
Math is hard.
Yeah, math is hard, right? But I'm not going to complain about it. I'm gonna muscle through it or brain through it.
I will say though, McDonald's, I do like their sweet tea. That's a good
sweet tea.
Yeah, they have a sweet.
like
$1 sweet tea, and it's
You can get unsweetened tea there too.
See, to me, that's just wrong.
What?
So, unsweetened tea.
Unsweet tea happened when I needed a low or no calorie alternative to soda that wasn't diet soda because I can't stand diet soda. It's like, I'll do unsweet tea. Okay, there you go.
But if I'm going to drink unsweet tea, it's got to be hot. I can't have it cold.
Why you
That's
live in Florida?
Oh, good point.
Everything. I don't like drinking hot drinks down here. I do once in a while, but not because it's always hot down here usually. So
not a coffee drinker, or
I'll do it on occasion, but no, not regularly. No.
yeah, I'm
Like if we're having a dinner and maybe I'll have a coffee with dessert, but I'm not going to have it every day.
Although I am thinking about starting to drink coffee, especially after I saw the Mandalorian coffee maker with the little baby Yoda cup.
What? Where is it?
It was on Yahoo. One of their things like, hey, if you're a Star Wars fan and like coffee, this could be for you. It's like a black coffee maker. It's got the Mandalorian's head on the filter cup part, and then it's got a little Grogu on a cup kind of thing.
I just had a horrible thought. What if, a couple decades from now, when Star Wars starts doing really, really good again, they bring Rian Johnson back to do like a teenage Grogu?
All right. No.
It'll get snuck, or the Russian doll woman. Don't forget that's still lingering in the background. You're getting all because I'm wondering. What was it that I keep saying the Russian doll one? That's the writer for Russian doll. Remember, that's Kathleen Kennedy's pet project that's still going through. The High Republic one. You know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah. Is that what's her name?
I need to find out what her name is. Russian
The Howard
doll.
Weinstein chick?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's right. Yes. And I don't know. Of course, some people were saying that takes place in an alternate universe anyway. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's basically what they're saying, and it kind of makes sense. They're basically saying, look, let Kathleen Kennedy and her people run around in a sandbox that's separate from what we're doing.
Is the one called the Acolyte?
Yeah, that's the Acolyte. That's right.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think that's getting made.
But I don't know.
I said it before. I said, just because it was announced at an Investors Day, looking
Warner
for
Brothers
handouts does not mean it's actually happening.
But I am going to say this, though. One of the reasons people pay attention to what Disney's doing, though, is because what is anybody else doing right now? Warner Brothers is just trying to dump their
Snyder Cut. Hey, the Snyder Cut's coming.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a new updated version of Batman versus Superman.
Yay.
And they're doing what is Universal Studios doing?
I don't know. What does Universal have?
They did Cats last year. That was the last thing
they're going to do Cats too.
What?
No. Of course, I'm kidding.
No, I'm just saying though. They don't. I was looking at their upcoming slate and it was like Universal event movie, Universal musical movie, and I'm like, do these things have titles? And
basically what they're saying is we're planning to do something
at some point, maybe. I don't know. Fast and the Furious 10 or something. That's the only thing I know they do anymore is Fast and the Furious movies. I mean, think about it. Universal used to do a ton of movies. They have Blumhouse. They do the Blumhouse movies too. I forgot.
Oh yeah, and those are just wonderful.
Okay, let me see what Google is saying. Like, just here's what you type in upcoming movies. Here's what they give you: the Batman, Eternals, Avatar 2, Venom 2, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
I am intrigued by that.
Uncharted, Thor: Love and Thunder.
No.
The Tomorrow War. I don't even know what that is.
Is that Universal? Because all the others were other studios you just mentioned now, I think.
Oh, let me see here.
Yeah.
The Tomorrow War is sorry, my
Probably
computer is
freaking
slow.
time travel again. I'm getting
American Military Sci-Fi. Chris McKay's live action. Production company Skydance Media.
What? Tomorrow War. Okay, that's nice. What's the studio? Okay. Oh, David Goyer is involved.
Okay.
It's got Yvonne Strahovski, Chris Pratt, Perry Gilpin.
Okay.
A few others.
J.K. Simmons looks like he's going to be in it. And it's going to be Paramount Pictures. So Paramount still releases stuff. I don't know what Universal is doing. And they have their own streaming service, Peacock.
I think I know what Universal is going to be doing. Universal is going to be selling themselves off to somebody else. That's what I think. If they can. You saw my note about the whole sale thing. What do they got not them.
No, you're
but
thinking of MGM. You're
I
thinking of
am, but it applies to Universal too. What else do they have? What do they have that's valuable that someone would be willing to pay billions of dollars for? Keep in mind, nobody is as liquid as Disney was when they acquired Marvel and Lucasfilm and 20th Century Fox. And they got something with those things. Now, they crapped all over them and devalued them, but they were valuable when they got them.
Here's some of the Universal stuff. Well, they got News of the World's getting ready to come out. That's the next thing. Okay, 2021. Nobody. Something called Nobody.
That pretty
they got
much sums it up, I think.
The new Boss Baby film is coming out. Marry Me. I have no idea. Fast and Furious 9 called F9.
Of course.
There's been 9 Fast and Furious movies.
F9.
Yeah.
Yes.
A new
Really?
a new Minions, The Rise of Gru.
Oh, great. They can ruin that, I guess.
A new Candyman.
Oh no, I don't.
Oh,
that new
God.
Candyman it's supposed to go after toxic fandom.
Halloween Kills. Sing 2. Untitled Blumhouse Productions project.
They may as
haven't
well
written-
just keep it that way.
Okay, no, you want to hear a good one. This one's scheduled for March 5th, 2021. Okay, and here's the current thing they got down: Untitled Universal event film.
What do you think, Troy? You gonna see it?
That what the biggest irony is hidden there. Okay, it's an event film. They are announcing it to generate hype. By not giving it a title, they're basically saying we expect to do something big. We don't know what, but be excited about it.
Yeah, 2022. The only one that's got they got 2 with a title: the 355, which I don't know what that means, but Jurassic World Dominion.
Oh yeah.
And and then 2023, Untitled M. Night Shyamalan Thriller 2.
Wait a
You know,
minute.
Was there a first one? Was there
that
another?
will turn out to be a big success, a great movie, and that'll be the big twist.
Something from
still haven't
DreamWorks,
watched
something from
much
Illumination. But yeah, I mean, yeah, the Forever Purge. So that's another Purge movie. It sounds like.
You have not mentioned a single thing that I have any interest in, and that's what's sad, because that is the worst part about all this talk that we do about how cinema is dying. It's not just the coof, it's not just that, it's the studios not having anything that anyone wants to go to. We want to go to the cinema, but there's nothing at the cinema we want to see.
Okay. Oh,
You know,
355.
I will say this: my
Upcoming
local
an
theater
American
showing
Spy
old movies
film.
sell out all the time.
What does?
With the theaters in town, when they show the old movies. I mean,
Yup.
old, like Indiana Jones, Ghostbusters, Gremlins.
Just like the
sold
Mandalorian
out all
goes
the time.
back. Mandalorian goes back to before the sequels, and it's the best thing that's happened
Yeah.
since Disney took over Star
Yeah.
Wars. What does
Hey.
that tell you?
Oh, that one I mentioned, the 355.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now just let's listen. A CIA agent team up with other international agents to recover a top secret weapon. The title is derived from Agent 355, a female spy for the Patriots during the American Revolution, starring Jessica Chastain, Lupita Nyong'o, Diane Kruger, Penelope Cruz. And I think the first guy I see is Sebastian Stan, who has 6 billings.
Oh
So
my
it's
God.
it's a Fan Bingbing is not a bad looking woman. But yeah, it sounds like
I just wanna know how
female spy
badly-
movie.
How badly do these movie theaters need to fail before they realize what's wrong and stop doing it?
Oh, who knows?
It's ridiculous. You know, Melissa Harris says Blumhouse ruined Halloween. They're not even done with it yet.
I guess so. They've still got a hold of it.
They're gonna do. They're gonna remake Firestarter, the Stephen King novel. They're gonna. They did a movie of that already. George C.
really-
Scott was in it, and Drew Barrymore.
What's really sad about that is I could see a good remake. I mean, most movies don't need to be remade, But Firestarter is one that I could see them doing very well, but it won't happen. They'll do it half-assed and it'll suck.
That film Nobody stars Bob Odenkirk, by the way.
Nobody I know.
No, everyone knows. You don't know Bob Odenkirk?
You know
watch,
Bob
Breaking
Is that
Bad?
one person?
Breaking Bad and
yeah. Saul Goodman.
Saul, yeah.
Is he the Saul from Everybody Better Call Saul?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was also a guy who was almost Michael Scott in The Office.
Okay.
Oh, I saw a trailer for that the Odenkirk movie. It looks it's by the people that made John Wick, I think, right?
Yeah,
That's
a
what it is.
bystander who intervenes to help a woman being harassed by a group of men becomes the target of a vengeful drug lord.
I mean, I think the trailer, it shows him like he's Mr. Mild Manner, doesn't want to get into confrontation, and and then finally he does, and then it turns out, of course, I think he used to be, I don't know, like a bad man, like maybe I don't know if he was an assassin or if he worked for the special ops or something. I don't know. It looks like what we call a dad movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know what those are?
You mean good?
Yeah, I mean, they either have Liam Neeson or Gerard Butler or Denzel Washington, and they're someone kidnaps his daughter, and he says, I'll let if you let my daughter go, we'll call it a day. If not, I have a very special set of skills. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's always.
Although I do have to say that for as talented as that Scottish guy is at getting his daughter back, after she's kidnapped the third time, you kind of got to really look at your parenting skills. You got a certain set of skills, and keeping your daughter safe is not one of them.
You better keep those skills because, quite frankly, you have to keep finding her.
Right.
What the heck was the plot of Taken 3 now? I'm trying to remember.
She gets taken again. He's got.
I don't know how it was it, though.
I've never seen any.
Killed.
I've never seen any of them actually.
Yeah.
Actually,
Big Al,
Mm-hmm.
what are you grateful for this year? Let's have some good news.
yeah.
It was a rough year. I've been grateful for the community that has kept me sane in the Professor Geek land.
I was gonna say you can't be talking about the Professor Geek group.
No,
we're not sane at all.
because quite frankly, I have been trapped in a room since March, and thankfully I have you guys I can talk to, listen to, watch movies with, comment, make comments with, and you guys are my social life basically. Outside of you guys, yes, it is odd to say, but I am thankful for The Mandalorian. That was just a recent thing. I'm trying to think of some of the other things that came out in 2020 that actually was worth something. Let me see, 2020.
You had the theatrical adaptation of Fantasy Island by Blumhouse.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hey, didn't the PlayStation 2020 come out or something like
Nobody
that?
could get one because all the scalpers got one.
Yeah.
Scalpers bought them with the
Did you
pod.
watch that video I sent you, by the way?
I haven't gotten a chance to yet, but I will.
You need to. Don't blame the scalpers. It is not
here we
the
go.
scalpers' fault.
Did you want a PlayStation 2020?
Me?
Because
Yeah.
he's got 5 of
5.
them behind him.
Yeah, he's got them all. Okay, that's how Daniel makes the big bucks. Okay. No, I don't need a PlayStation. I'm happy with my base Xbox One from last gen. I'm not in a rush to buy a new console. Half of them don't work. Sometimes they don't always work right when you buy them right away. You want to wait, I think. Okay.
Hey guys, speaking of computers and whatnot and gaming and whatnot. So all the problems that Netter and I have had this year with the computer, her computer completely frazzled, having to have it completely rebuilt, then having some internet problems and whatnot. Just this past week, we had the cable company come out. Yep, the cable outside was all chewed up by squirrels. So they replaced that, which helped a lot. But while the guy was here, he's like, your router is way out of date. You need to get a this. And he wrote out something technical. And I'm like, okay, let me take this Greek and show it to my Greek speaker, and he'll tell me what it is. And I showed it to my IT guy, and he goes, "Oh, here, order one of these on Amazon." We get it the next day. He comes over and installs it, and my internet is doing like wonderful. I mean, it's like night and day. And my games are, online games are like they've been turboed up to 11. I'm like, my goodness. So I don't know from PlayStation or nothing, but I'm pretty pleased with that aspect.
So you're busy playing Fortnite with the 10-year-olds out there, right? No.
I honestly, I don't even know what Fortnite is.
I don't know what Fortnite is. It's a very popular game among young people. What?
I thought it was some sort of a combat game, but then everyone says it's like 10-year-olds playing this game.
It is a combat game, but I think it's like a PG rated combat game, like if I'm putting in movie terms, I don't know. I don't play it, so.
Okay. I mean, I've also heard about what's the one that looks like all little Lego people, but I guess the storyline is like really grim and there's zombies and stuff.
Minecraft?
That's the one, Minecraft. Yeah.
There's zombies?
Yeah, the zombies are attacking the villagers, and you got to build a house to protect yourself from them. At night, they come after you, and all the bricks turn out to have like other villagers' souls in them and stuff. I'm like, what is this stuff? This is like insane stuff.
This isn't your father's Lego, right?
I guess. I mean, it used to be I just followed the directions and I make the Malibu house out of Legos. And then they started making TIE fighters and Mandalorian helmets out of Legos. And now there's zombies and, possessed blocks and stuff. I don't know what's going on anymore. I don't know. I've gotten too old, guys.
I used to be a Lego fiend when I was a child. This was before we got a Nintendo, okay? And I was big on the medieval sets. I had the blacksmith shop. I had two of the big castles too. They had to be Christmas or birthday presents. I couldn't afford to buy those on my own. And I also I think I left off on pirates before I stopped playing them because they just introduced the pirate sets. So I didn't get it. They didn't have theme sets when they didn't have like based on properties.
The only Legos that I have are pirate sets because they're just the right size to work with D&D miniatures. I got a secondhand Pirates of the Caribbean ship for when I was doing a pirate campaign in D&D, and it was perfect. It was perfect. Yeah.
I was just looking through a list of all the American films that came out in 2020. The last good film that came out that I saw was Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, right. I did see that.
I will say Sonic the Hedgehog hit before this whole craziness hit.
That's right.
And it was a really good film.
It better win Best Movie of the Year. Because I'll tell you, if Birds of Prey takes it, I'll be pissed.
It was the best movie you could hope that they would make out of Sonic the Hedgehog. But again, it's still a movie out of Sonic the Hedgehog. But I'll admit, even Jim Carrey, I did like Jim Carrey in that. He was funny in that.
Jim Carrey was great in that. And I'm not the biggest Jim Carrey fan, but I'll say I thought he was fantastic in it. I mean, I saw Scoob too, and they botched that one pretty. Yeah,
I heard
pretty good
about that.
I mean, there are some fun things in it, but it's just nothing really. Yeah, it just kind of lays there.
So, H Boomer, what are you grateful for this year?
Well, I'm gonna be. I am grateful for good health. Okay, I think that may be something we take for granted, especially with everything going around. But and I guess just that I was still able to socialize online and stuff, with all the streams and whatnot. And now I'm doing a stream myself. It was weird though. I was making a point to Troy, like I said, I remember I used to be the one trolling in the chat. Now now I have to worry about trolls in the chat.
Now who's trolling you, right? Exactly. Yes. Hey, I was thinking maybe what we ought to do, because Boomer and I are going to have to drop out pretty soon to jump over to the Nanette stream. I did notice that Melissa Harris mentioned Chucky. Universal has the Chucky movies, and it jogged my memory. Maybe you would want to talk about like Christmas gifts, what we got, what we know we're getting, what we're hoping for. I wanted to share my quick Christmas present story before I got to go.
Yeah.
So-
yeah. Well, what you got?
So you guys know that I'm into those the Mego action figures, right? Those 9-inch,
Yeah.
retro style figures that they're now putting out again, and they've been doing a whole line of horror figures. They started with Bela Lugosi and Boris Karloff and whatnot, and they've been working their way up. They put out It, and they put out a bunch of other Universal characters, and then they got to just this last wave. They put out Chucky. Well, none of the stores around me carry these figures, but a buddy of mine who's into these figures too said, "Hey, they got 2 of them on pegs. You want me to grab them?" I said, "Yeah, grab them for me." So what he does is he grabs these 2 Chucky figures. He gets the Chucky good guy wrapping paper, and he brings them both to me. And he goes, "Look," he says, "I'm a lazy old Polak, so this is how I give a gift. Here's the gift. Here's the wrapping paper. It's a kit." So I turned to the net and I said, "Could you wrap these what I wanted and put them under the tree? And on Christmas, I'm going to take a picture of it. And then you're going to take a picture of me opening it. And then I'm going to take a picture once it's open, and I'm going to post those." I just thought that was kind of funny. But yeah, that's the Christmas present that I know about that I'm looking
Now, Amigo Chucky. Now, Chucky, of course, is very short. Now, is Amigo Chucky size like 3 inches?
Well, yeah, okay. So, not quite that short. So they went with the child size figure, which is, if the other figures are 9 inches, this one is probably about 6.5 inches. And it's the same size body that they used for Reagan for the Exorcist figure.
Oh, okay.
I also have on order.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, I'm pretty fired up about that. Now we live in this age of 3D printing, so I can print out, a bed for Reagan, or I can print out, a pram for the child, or I can, whatever I can.
Do you have a 3D printer?
Not yet, but since I have a job
okay.
now, if it lasts, I'm planning to get one. Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Did you ever see the Dirty Harry movie, The Deadpool, Troy?
Yeah, sure. Long time.
They had that music video, and it was actually Jim Carrey singing the Welcome to the Jungle song, and it was like a really bad Exorcist knockoff in the video with the dummy's head spinning around. I don't know if you remember that.
Vaguely.
Oh, okay, never mind. I'll send you the clip.
That was a weird time, let me tell you.
Yes.
But how about you guys? Anyone know what they're getting for Christmas, or anyone bought something for Christmas for themselves?
I'm getting a new dressing gown.
I think
that's nice.
I have on good authority. I'll probably be getting getting help. Well, it's partially paid for by me, but I'm getting a new computer. So there you go. So
Nice.
my old one died this year. It's funny. I start streaming right when my computer dies. So it was like, this is why hopefully there'll be fewer awkward moments in the coming year. So there we go.
Yeah, that's something I plan to get for myself probably after the new year, once I figure out if I want to go HP or Dell, and the right stack. I gotta have everything just the right thing and the right price. But I think I really haven't bought myself anything. I'm kind of regretting not buying the little 11-inch Baby Yoda figure. That came out. I saw it on Amazon for like $17.99, and now the cheapest I see it's $30. So I just can't justify paying $30.
I almost got you that for Christmas.
Oh,
Yeah.
But I got you something else that you said you always wanted.
well, that'll be. I'll be happy with anything if I want it. So that's a good thing.
Is it legal?
Yes, it's very legal.
Yes, because we did an entire movie rewatch. We kind of got into some of the other interests that I wouldn't be minding buying.
Oh well,
But,
it is a Star Wars item. I'll tell you that.
Is it legal to cross state lines with? Let's do that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, I mean that's like the weird thing I would want. But I'm actually was looking at some today to get I really want to get a portable hard drive so I can just download everything and not worry about space, because I'm always worried about space on my computer right now, and I'm tired of having the little teeny flash drives. I've got like 5 flash drives filled with stuff, and
piece of advice: it's more expensive, but invest in the solid state, because you will be heartbroken if you have that full of information and it dies on you.
That's what I want, but man, it is expensive.
Yeah,
to get a solid state.
Yeah,
because I want at least 2 terabytes.
Right.
And because 1 terabyte, I'm already probably 600 gigs of full data right now.
Man, I remember when I was working on a Commodore 64, and I was like, megabyte? Who would ever need a megabyte of memory?
Yeah, I know. My first computer had a 2 gigabyte hard drive.
2 gigabytes.
An old Packard Bell.
I do remember when that seemed like a lot. I was
Yep. First computer I ever had. It's more expensive than any computer I ever had too, and it's a silly amount of silly low. But you know what? I still got that thing, and the last time I got silly and tried it, it booted up.
Yeah.
Nice. It'll still do stuff. Not a lot.
I still have legacy systems. I have a 386 that I still run, an old Klingon game that I had back in the late 80s, or maybe it was early 90s.
I will say at Packard Bell I had a better paint function art thing where you can do manipulation. It would do a lot more things, like you could do charcoal convert, and it just it just had a really good program for that.
Well, I think you guys are going to need to run over to Netter Stream.
Yeah,
but
I haven't seen her
thank
drop
y'all
the link
for coming.
Soon.
Merry Christmas.
Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah,
I appreciate everyone in the Professor Geek group who's watching this tonight or sometime in the future.
And
just people who happen to find this and watch it. Thank you.
Yeah, and those that didn't, thank you for not heckling us live.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, buddy.
And for those who never see this, you're dead to me.
you don't exist.
Yeah, but they won't even know. All right, take care, guys.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, guys. Bye.